This is London with MarketHedge. Pay attention to Bitcoin. We talked yesterday about the specific fan dynamic, the fan formation, and the bulls got, let's say, halfway there. We were looking for a specific rehit along a level of support. If I go to the line chart, clearly we got it. Bulls pushing back up to the preceding level of support. And remember, the fan dynamic is consistent levels of support that are reconfirmed as resistance. You see the double hit that's reconfirmed, the support as resistance, right? This specific hit here, the support reconfirmed as resistance. So as you see this consistent support hits flipped as resistance, right? Even this here, there, every level essentially is flipping from support to resistance. We're looking for it now, bottom line, on the line chart. So we got it on the specific wicks, last 24 hours. Nice move, bulls, but not fully satisfying in terms of just the dynamics of the pattern. Let's just say the patterning on the line chart is so consistent, we'd like to see that move to the upside still. So in terms of a low to a high, I'd like to just remind you of your Fibonacci retracements on this 77,000 low to the high of 25,000. Go ahead and mark this out because it's a nice hit on that 38.2 precedingly and at around that level of 106,000 and down to the specific 50% marker at the 100%. These are some nice additional targets to the downside. Just pay attention to them. Make sure you've got plenty of reserve capital if you're trading Bitcoin. It's one of the riskiest assets to trade. Ask anyone who does or really doesn't trade it. Now, let's go into does not trade it. A lot of pros will not trade it. They say it's too risky, it's too volatile. That's where we step in. It's our main focus. Now, in terms of the low to high on the micro interval, this on the 4 hourly, we've gone low from the 99,000 up to this specific 107,000. Just take a look again at your Fibonacci retracements. Pay attention right now. We're on the 38.2, which is confluent with our 20 moving average on the 4 hourly. We're noticing a bit of weakness here, to say the least, on the 4 hourly. It's kind of in a critical zone. 4 hourly histogram on the MACD. We need to try and keep this positive. Also, bulls need to maintain up and over the 20 moving average, the central line of the Bollinger Band. Now, within the last 24 hours, the resistance came in along that 20 moving average nearly perfectly, but a bit shy, a little bit too shy, frankly. Shorts didn't quite engage at the 20 moving average on the daily. So to the extent that you guys are, that we talked about it, first of all, yesterday as the imminent hurdle incoming, that 20 moving average, we did. To the extent that bulls didn't quite get up and over or even a contact at the 20, a little disappointing. Bulls still need to show some steam in terms of that hit on the preceding line with the double hit to flip to resistance. And on this level, call it a $110,000 hit. Bulls, you owe it to us. And yeah, clearly again at that 107, falling short at that 107 on the 4 hourly. I'm sorry, on the daily is also being registered right now. In terms of the RSI, let's take a quick look here. This is the 4 hourly chart, nearly getting up into the overbought turf. You guys can see here. Yeah, landing in at about the marker of 65, 66, 67. On a scale of 70 is, relatively, we can say relatively on the relative strength index, relatively overbought, but not quite to that marker. Again, bulls just backing off of that overbought territory. Now, let me take these specific price chart markers off, and we can also notice that the bulls have left us hanging a little bit in terms of this level of resistance. You got it. That specific level of resistance, that's a clear trend line. So there are a lot of expectations that the bulls guys should, we're going to say could, and that they will or they would hit to the upside. We're waiting for this hit, and around this point of contact will be a good area. And we do have, I'll just mark this out here, we do have, as price would go marching along, looking at a preceding pivot on the daily in terms of just the general patterning here. What is occurring right now is that we also, in addition to that 20 moving average on the daily, we are coming into that preceding daily pivot support here to the left. So that's acting as a bit of a kind of rebound metric, kind of a throw-off metric. That preceding level, 106,300 on the daily chart, is just really, I think probably the strongest indication as to why we haven't yet come into contact with that top side resistance. So I'll be looking for a hit along this level and prepared, of course, with lower levels of entry. Backup heavy cash is the name of the game. Just want to remind you guys in terms of your backup levels on your Fibonacci retracements, along with your RSI and your MACDs. We'll hope that today gets rolling a little bit stronger in terms of some volatility, and that we do get that hit up and along that 110,000. If bulls can't do it, guys, they can't do it. We've got a few hidden patterns in here. Don't want to get your hopes up yet, but you guys have probably drawn this out a few different times and said, okay, is this a pretty good or just kind of an okay descending wedge? It's okay, guys. It's not the best angle. It gets a little bit too compressed if we really look at depending upon how we really look at the chart, but it is nonetheless a descending wedge. So don't throw the full don't throw the turbo thrusters on or the jet fuel in yet in terms of just going complete bullish here. One of the metrics we're waiting for, of course, is the daily, this daily specific histogram on the MACD. So it flashed a little bit today. If it caught you up before getting over that 20 moving average, just remember to always keep in mind that 20 moving average midline of the Bollinger Bands, along with any other signals that you're using on various time frames, of course. And one of those top metrics that keeps Bitcoin kind of throwing back to the downside is that specific top line standard deviation on the 4 hourly. You guys have seen that now 2 weeks back to back, that it's been difficult to maintain up and over on that top line standard deviation. So with that said, it's going to be a good week, guys. It's Tuesday. Let's give it some just more focus, attention. Let's get into it. A couple of trades in the back. Congrats to J-Mac, to Luke, and to Daniel in the back. We're trading in the back. If you want to join us, just let me know. Hit me up with a DM or comment underneath. This is London with MarketHedge. Bitcoin, let's go. Get me up to that 110 if you can. I've got a lot riding on this specific position. You guys remember that trade after a just absolutely bang up week last week where I've covered this position and some more, but it still would be nice to see that play off into the green. Guys, let me know how you're doing in the comments. Hit the like button. I appreciate all your time. This is London with MarketHedge.